Welcome to the Volunteer Recognition Breakfast for 2018. Thanks for joining us and for all of the great work that you do. United we fight, united we win. What a strong message. It means together we work to solve problems, we face them head on. As we know, we are winning the fight because all of the people here today in this room, you have touched thousands of lives right here in our community. Today we will learn about the hidden gems in our community. We have local youth who are already making a positive impact in their young lives, and we can't wait to see what they will do next. We have groups of volunteers who saw a need and came together to do something about it. We have individuals who are using their unique skills to do good in the community. Volunteers truly do make the world go round. To help put a face to what we are talking about, we'd like to invite 3 individuals to briefly share with us their volunteer experiences. These volunteers have unique backgrounds that shape them into who they are today. So when it came to volunteering, it was easy for them to roll up their sleeves, raise their hands, and say, yes, I can do that. These special volunteers that we would like to have come forward are Joanne Bodette, Scott Bragan, and Carly Hoyer. The 3 of you would come forward. I'm not sure who's supposed to go first. Do you know who's supposed to go first? We're going alphabetical? Okay, come on up.
She didn't tell me initially that I was going first. Good morning. My name is Joanne Bodette. I live out in Grand Rapids, and I retired a little over a year ago, which is what got me into volunteering. However, I had the opportunity to have an absolutely fantastic mother who showed me what volunteerism is all about. Being the stay-at-home mom, she was the room mother, the Girl Scout leader, the person that the church could count on for getting mailings out or cleaning or go visiting parishioners that just couldn't get to church, to the veterans that come to American Heroes Cafe.
Before and just get out and do something besides play video games and watch television at night. So hopefully you're all inspired to continue doing what you are doing and find the goodness in your heart that volunteering does, at least for me.
My name is Scott Bragan, and I volunteer for Heart and Hospice. And I visit people that have Alzheimer's and dementia. And how I got to know what I really wanted to do is that both my parents had Alzheimer's at the same time. And I tried to be there as much as I could almost every day for them. And when they got where they really couldn't visit anymore, I would still go, but I would visit the other people that were there. And the thing that always bothered me is that these people did not have visitors. So I would visit with them. And I always thought, someday when I retire, that's what I want to do. And we always say we're going to do this or that, but we don't always go through with it. But I was forced to retire about a year ago, and therefore I knew really what I wanted to do. So what I did is I went and found a friend of mine, Sally Flanagan. She's at the Centralia Center, and I talked to her about what I wanted to do, volunteer with visiting people with Alzheimer's. And she in turn introduced me to Angela. There she is. And Angela in turn sent me up to Heartland Hospice, where I met Amanda. And there's Amanda over here. And she in turn got me connected with people in Rapids here that have Alzheimer's. And I go and visit them. And words cannot explain how fulfilling this is for myself. I get paid by smiles, and these people are happy as can be that somebody's coming to visit them and taking the time to make their life special. And there's no way I can explain how fulfilling, like I said, that is. It's not only for them, it's for me. And there's nothing I'd rather be doing. It's the best thing I could have ever done. So I thank you for your volunteering, everybody that does something, and thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Carly Hoyer. I'm the College Career and Volunteer Coordinator at Lincoln High School. I was born and raised here in Wisconsin Rapids. I've been volunteering in the community since my junior high school days, and I have to thank my parents for that. Both my mom and dad set an example of service in our house and really motivated me to get involved at a young age. Through their work volunteering and serving with local nonprofits, I had the opportunities and connections at my fingertips to serve as well. I have volunteered for many different organizations and events throughout the years and was also a volunteer marketing and communication intern for a local nonprofit here in Wisconsin Rapids while I was in college. Through my experiences volunteering, I have met and been inspired by so many people who are driving forces in our community. It has always been incredible to me just how many people in the Wisconsin Rapids area are dedicated to making it a better place. It is such a special community, and everyone in this room today helps to prove that. Beyond my personal experiences volunteering, professionally I'm proud to continue the legacy of the Lincoln High School Volunteer Program and connect our youth with the many opportunities and organizations that exist in our area. I utilized this program heavily when I was a student, and it's an honor that it's come full circle for me, and I now get to help our high schoolers find fulfilling and memorable volunteer experiences during their time at Lincoln. I just want to say thank you to everyone in this room for all that you do in our community. It is because of people like you, and specifically some of you, that have inspired and motivated me throughout the years to give back to our community that gave so much to me as I grew up. Congratulations to everyone on this recognition. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne, Scott, and Carly. What an inspiration that you are to everyone in the room. We appreciate your service. In 2017, our records show that 7,373 volunteers in Southwood County and Adams County invested a total of 191,419 hours. According to the independent sector, the value of a volunteer is $24.14 per hour. So all of you in this room and many more throughout the community had a total value in 2017 of $4,620,855. Congratulations. Thank you. Definitely something to celebrate. Now I'd like to invite Wisconsin Rapids Mayor Zach Burwing to give the proclamation along with Angela Laux, our Volunteer Center Coordinator.
Thank you, Terry, and good morning to everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here again this morning and to have breakfast with all of you and to hear the stories. And congratulations to all of you that didn't get to share your story, because I know all of you have a unique story of inspiration for our community to hear. And obviously, we couldn't afford to pay the $4.5 million that you all generated in value in our community. So thank you so much for all your efforts. So it's a great pleasure to issue a proclamation that reads, I, Mayor Zachary J. Brewing, hereby proclaim April 15th through the 22nd, 2018 as National Volunteer Week in Inner Wisconsin. I urge my fellow citizens to join the volunteer effort in our communities by volunteering and recognizing those who serve. Volunteering promotes fellowship and unity and increases community awareness. Please join us during National Volunteer Week to make a difference in the lives of others. So you certainly have done that and lived up to that testament. I challenge you all to find somebody else to bring into the fold that may not be a volunteer in our community to continue to spread all what can be done through volunteerism. Thank you.
Greetings. Can you hear me back there? Good? Okay. I'm Angela Laux, Director of United Way of Inner Wisconsin's Volunteer Center. We had an exciting year in 2017, and I hope you had a chance to read about it on the back page of our program. I also want to let you know that you can support the Volunteer Center by supporting United Way of Inner Wisconsin. Did you know that we are a program provided by United Way? Without United Way, we would not exist. Today, you can contribute to United Way with our dip jar, which you might have noticed on the registration table as you came in. With the dip jar, you can simply dip your credit or debit card in to make a $5 donation. We don't collect any information. The donation simply appears on your bank or credit card statement. And if you want to make like a $10 donation, then you have to dip it twice. It's a really neat contraption. We encourage you to go check it out after today's program. Before we get into the presentation of awards, we have just a few housekeeping items to tell you about. We have some nice door prizes that we'd like to give away at the end of the program, including some floral arrangements and a painting donated by Becky Winter from I Heart Canvas. Where's Becky? There's Becky. And we'll tell you more about her later in the program. But what we need from you is to fill out the 25 reasons to give us your email address card. Now don't worry, we're not going to share your information with anybody else, but we would like to share some information with you. The card will also be your registration for the door prize, so be sure to fill those out, and we'll collect them later on, later in the program. Now Jen's getting ready, she's going to jump up and collect those from you, but we'll get those later as everyone gets them filled out. As I call each nominee's name, please come forward while I'm talking, and please hold your applause until I'm finished announcing each nominee. We're also going to ask each nominee to pose for a brief photo with the mayor. So we'll have those certificates handed out over here, and then we're going to go into the corner for the photo. Each volunteer will receive a certificate and a small gift from the Volunteer Center. That one right here. A handy soup cup with a cup of soup inside to keep you fueled and warm on the inside as you are out volunteering. And truly, when I ordered these, I didn't think we'd still have snow on the ground. Sorry if I jinxed the weather. So without further delay, let's announce our 2018 nominees. Joe Ansel. Joe is the co-founder and current chairman of Clean Green Action, working on environmental and sustainability projects in the Wisconsin Rapids area. Clean Green Action is a local grassroots group dedicated to creating a sustainable community through education, recycling, and conservation efforts. That is a tongue twister. Alexander Middle School morning greeters. Do we have any morning greeters? There's no morning greeters here today? This group of volunteers takes time to greet students and staff at Alexander Middle School with a smile. The connections with the students that are made by this dedicated team is making a positive difference in the atmosphere at Alexander Middle School. The staff can't thank them enough for spreading the joy they bring. Association for All Handicapped Citizens Special Event Helpers. Where are they? I know they're here. They're way in the back. Come on up. Come on up. The Association for All Handicapped Citizens Board would like to recognize 4 volunteers that help at every social activity that is put on for special needs people. They are always willing to help and hardly ever say no. They have always been there for the clients and deserve recognition. The board cannot thank them enough, especially for their help at the monthly dances. Yeah, come over here. taking pictures. Let's keep rolling along. Backpack for Kids. The Backpack for Kids program has been in existence since March of 2010. As of right now, they are filling 28 backpacks full of food for the weekend, which helps a total of 139 people. Inside the backpack, there's enough food for 2 dinners, 2 breakfasts, nutritional snacks, and a $12 voucher for the local Piggly Wiggly for perishable items. Thank you, Backpack for Kids. David Ballantyne. Yeah. You want your entourage to come along? David is a wonderful volunteer who goes above and beyond the call of duty. At Wisconsin Rapids Community Media, he is the IT person, videographer, producer, and engineer. David produces his own show, Day Trip in Wisconsin, on a monthly basis, along with other numerous programs throughout the year. Thank you, David. Lisa Borey. Yes. Lisa puts in countless hours attending board and meal team meetings monthly as she performs her role as liaison for the neighborhood table. Lisa makes herself available, often stopping in at the neighborhood table to lend a helping hand or share a meal with guests. She goes above and beyond, assisting the meal team with their efforts in providing a hot meal and friendly atmosphere for guests to enjoy with their family and friends. Her caring personality and warm smile makes everyone's day a little brighter. Scott Bragan. We already met today. Scott has been a volunteer with Heartland Hospice for a year. Scott has a huge heart for giving back and spending time with those who enjoy visitors. Scott enjoys singing and going for walks with patients, which brightens their days. Scott is also finding ways to bring smiles to patients and families. Scott is also dependable and great with communication. The Heartland Hospice team, patients, and families appreciate the time that he spends with patients each week, making a difference. The Central Wisconsin STEM Academy Governance Council. The Central Wisconsin STEM Academy Governance Council graciously donates their time and energy to help create opportunities for students to learn in a different way. They guide this project-based STEM school by making decisions about sustainability and instruction. On behalf of the families you serve, thank you. Teresa Chow. Teresa began her duties as a meal coordinator at the neighborhood table soon after the program began in 2003. She works with sponsors from beginning to end, planning and executing her meals with precision. Everyone working with Teresa will find their experience at the neighborhood table satisfying and rewarding. She takes the time to visit with guests and make them feel welcome at each meal. Teresa is a compassionate and willing to step in anywhere she is needed. The neighborhood table is fortunate to have her as part of their meal team. Bill Plendenny. There he is. Bill founded and leads the Choose to Reuse effort in Grand Rapids Township. Citizens donate unused items, which are then claimed by others who have a use for them. This keeps tons of usable items out of the landfill. Thank you. Mary Dom. Mary volunteers her time as the secretary for the Clean Green Action Group. Clean Green Action is a local grassroots group dedicated to creating the sustainable community through education, recycling, and conservation efforts. Carol Davis. Carol is the founder and leader of the Recycling Rangers that makes recycling containers available to community events and provides a crew that separates recyclables from waste. Tons of materials have been recycled rather than ending up in a landfill. Jennifer Dolan. Jen started gleaning or recovering unsold produce from the local farmers market, which is transported to the neighborhood table and Southwood Emerging Pantry shelf for redistribution to families in need. Gleaning is the process of harvesting leftover produce in order to use again. At the farmers market, produce that is deemed edible but not sellable is used for another day and donated. Jen, you can stay right there. She tried to sneak away. Jen has been nominated twice this year. Even though Jennifer is now completely disabled, she continues to do what she can for her community. Jennifer primarily works behind the scenes supporting the Central Wisconsin Literacy Council through fund development, writing, and editing. Jennifer has been a constant force for positive change in Southwood County and continues to make an impact on the community through the many projects she supports. Thank you, Jen. The Family Center's donation team. Where are they? The Family Center's donation team is the greatest. They organize, sort, and systemize all donated items from generous community members throughout the entire year. This is vital for providing clothing, household items, and food to the many outreach clients and shelter residents. Because of their dedication, the Family Center is able to serve victims of domestic violence and sexual assault and supply them with all they need for free. Between the 6 of them, these amazing ladies, they have logged not only more than 2,300 hours of volunteer service, but service with a smile. Thank you for all you do. David Gorski. David created and organizes a biannual summit called the New People Environmental Summit, which brings speakers and environment groups together to network and share information. The first summit was held in October of 2017 at Ho Chunk Gaming, Nakusa. Speakers presented on topics such as environmental protection, food sovereignty, and foodscaping, which is landscaping that grows food. The summit also included a traditional Native American lunch consisting of buffalo, rice, white corn mush, and cranberries. The summit is dedicated to the idea of protecting the earth for future generations. Steve Hessel. Steve has been a volunteer for Heartland Hospice for over 3 years. Steve has a heart for making a difference and providing support for patients and families. Steve is always going the extra mile, sitting vigil at the bedside with patients during their final hours, providing support for their families, and volunteering at all hours during the day and night. The Heartland Hospice team and families are very appreciative of the time Steve spends with the patients. Historic Point Bass Master Gardener volunteers. These Master Gardener volunteers are starting their 7th season at Historic Point Bass. They will be taking care of the certified monarch station, bee and butterfly garden, quilt block garden, and historic vegetable gardens. The volunteers not only plan and maintain the gardens, but they teach about gardening at every opportunity. Along with demonstrating at events, they participate at over 350 school visits where they invite students to identify, feel, and taste the plants, learn about pollination. Every year, they plant extraordinary crops that can be used on site, like peanuts, broom corn, flax, cotton, mushrooms, and more. Thank you. Sandy Heffling. Sandy displays a servant heart to make a difference in many ways to the students, staff, and families at Emmanuel Lutheran School. If staff need an extra hand for recess duty or help with special projects, Sandy is willing to push up her sleeves and accomplish this task with a smile on her face. She is willing to take the time for students if they need help with academics or just be there to lend a supportive ear. Sandy is truly a humble and self-sacrificing person. The honeybees. Yeah, I know the honeybees aren't here, and I'm so bummed. Leanne Gotts started the Honeybees music group in 2005. She, Clara Elson, and others play and sing, bringing old-time accordion music to many assisted living facilities and nursing homes in Wisconsin Rapids area. The Honeybees are a favorite among residents at Hilltop affiliates. Chris Jardine. Chris Jardine has been a longtime member of the Boy Scouts of America's Cub Scout, Boy Scout, and Exploring program. Chris's Explorer post works extensively in the engineering and technology fields, including software and hardware skills training. He also has been heavily involved with district events. He helps staff at Cub Scout Camporee summer events and takes care of all the finances every year. He always attends and contributes to the Ottawagum District Committee meetings. Chris has always been a positive attitude and has been encouraging to all. Ron and Deb Krings. I know they're here. There they are. Ron is on the board of directors for the Southwood Emerging Pantry Shelf, or SWEPS. Ron and his wife Deb volunteer every morning at the pantry doing whatever needs to be done. Their main focus is processing all the produce that comes in through a Direct Connect program and showing new volunteers the ropes. They also help with processing bulk items, checking in donations, stocking shelves, and help with mobile food pantries. Ron and Deb are also involved in many other ways around the community as volunteers. Clara Kubishak. Clara was a founding member of the Wisconsin Rapids Bird City certification and an active volunteer in Bird City projects and events. The mission of the Wisconsin Rapids Bird City is to encourage all communities in Wisconsin to implement sound bird conservation practices by offering public recognition to those that succeed in enhancing the environment for birds, educating the public about the interactions between birds and people, and the contributions birds make to a healthy community. Now I'm going to turn it over to Terry to do the rest of the nominees.
It's great to hear how all of the agencies that you volunteer for describe you. I think that's awesome to hear what they feel are the highlights. And just a quick reminder to fill out that door prize sheet, because once we've gone through the nominees, then we'll be doing some drawings. Learning for Life Reading Mentors at Meade Elementary Charter School. These community members come into the school and read with students weekly. The Learning for Life Reading Mentor program is an important part of Meade School. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you'll see the library buzzing with students reading to mentors. These mentors are building relationships, being role models, and sharing compassion with students just by opening up a book and spending some time together. The staff at Meade School appreciates the time they give to the students and are honored to have them be part of the school. Learning for Life Reading Mentors at Port Edwards Elementary School. The Learning for Life Reading Mentors have become such an important part of the Port Edwards Elementary School. There are 9 wonderful women who serve the students by volunteering to read. Not only do they help give these students an extra boost academically, they are positive role models that give them individual attention and love. The students love the hugs from these volunteers just as much as they enjoy reading with them. Lincoln High School Sportainment Night organizers. Desiree Alou, Cassidy Coles, and Bryson Enerson were the leaders of this year's Sports and Entertainment Marketing class. These three individuals and their classmates organized Sportainment Night, a night of fun and entertainment in conjunction with a basketball game. These students organized and promoted the event in order to raise money for a Lincoln High School alumni who was severely injured in a car accident and was left with a lifetime of rehabilitation needs. The goals for their event included community involvement, increased attendance, improved school spirit, creating awareness for distracted driving, and raising funds for someone in need. Overall, the event was a huge success, and the students were able to raise $11,226. Mystique McCumber. Mystique is a wonderful volunteer at Wisconsin Rapids Community Theater. Aside from performing on stage, which she's fabulous at, aside from performing on stage, she's worked as a stage manager, an usher, and worked concessions for shows. She makes herself available whenever needed at WRCT. That's why the staff nominates Mystique for recognition during this breakfast. Don Mansell. Don is a very humble man. He is very active in the community and has been instrumental in keeping the Growing Friends community gardens neat. He regularly weeds the pathways, adds mulch, and takes care of the compost bins and watering system. He is at the garden working nearly every day of the growing season. This is just one of a multitude of volunteer activities that he is involved with. The numerous other organizations he volunteers for on a regular basis include Ruby's Pantry, Mobile Food Pantry, Southwood Emerging Pantry Shelf, the Neighborhood Table, Special Olympics, Toys for Tots, Association for All Handicapped Citizens, and United Way of Inner Wisconsin. Taylor Mansell. Taylor is a sophomore at Lincoln High School. She has earned 120 volunteer hours over the last year through youth softball and basketball camps, Caring Closet, the Neighborhood Table, Salvation Army Red Kettle Campaign, and Winnie the Pooh visits at Aspirus Riverview Hospital, as well as numerous local recreational tournaments and banquets. Taylor was a very active member of East Ambassadors while at East Junior High and is currently part of the Teen Leadership 2.0 program. Diane and Jim Nickel. Diane and Jim produce the historic Point Basque program for Wisconsin Rapids Community Media on a monthly basis, along with city band and fire memorial events. They have learned how to use the Media Lab to edit and produce their own shows. They are a great asset to Wisconsin Rapids Community Media. Opportunity Development Center Community Connect Volunteering Group. Every Monday afternoon, volunteers from ODC come and work on projects at Meade Elementary Charter School. The teachers and staff appreciate the extra set of hands to get projects complete. These volunteers and ODC staff members work on all sorts of projects from sorting, cutting, stapling, box tops, and a couple even stay to help with the after-school program. Without the volunteers from ODC, many of these projects at Meade would not get done. Thank you for helping our school and always being so positive while you are here. Port Edwards Elementary School Reading Volunteers. The reading volunteers consist of community members that give up their time to come into the school and read to kids. The morning reading volunteers come weekly to the before school program to read to students. There are also volunteers that come in during the school day and volunteer their time reading with kids. Having these community members in the school is invaluable to our teachers and students alike. Rick Potter. Rick volunteers his time as treasurer of the Clean Green Action Group. Clean Green Action is a local grassroots group dedicated to creating a sustainable community through education, recycling, and conservation efforts. Thank you, Rick, for your leadership with Clean Green Action. Random Acts of Kindness Committee of Name It, Claim It, Stop It. These young people give up their free time to do at least one major random act of kindness every month for the whole school at Lincoln High School. These activities have included notes on every student's locker, a kindness tree in the front lobby with handwritten notes for students to take or give to someone else, recognition of staff and students in the building, notes on the bathroom mirrors and throughout the building reminding students how special each one is, and more. They are trying to create a positive environment at the school with students and staff. Veronica Royer. Veronica came to the Central Wisconsin Literacy Council before she retired from Skyward and said she would be retiring soon and that she wanted to help out. As soon as she retired, she joined the team and the board of directors and was voted in as treasurer. That's a lot all at once. She has worked tirelessly to modernize the accounting system and raise money for the organization. She deserves thanks for her hard work and dedication. Ruby's Pantry Leadership Team at Emmanuel Lutheran School. This leadership group is responsible for the coordinated efforts to distribute food to people in the greater Wisconsin Rapids community monthly on every third Saturday at the Boys and Girls Club of the Wisconsin Rapids Area Pitch Center. This group has been providing this service for 3 years to families in need who participate in the program. Diane Schoenemann. Diane joined the American Red Cross as a disaster volunteer in May of 2017. Since that time, Diane has supported disaster clients locally by responding to home fires in Wood County and nationally by deploying to Florida for Hurricane Irma and California for the wildfires near Napa and Sonoma. Diane continues to develop her skills by training to support the Home Fire Campaign, which aims to install smoke alarms in homes that need them. Diane has been a wonderful addition to the organization, and they would like to recognize her for her efforts to support disaster victims. Sharon Schwab. Sharon is the leader and organizer of the annual Central Wisconsin Prairie Chicken Festival. The festival includes Greater Prairie Chicken viewing, grassland birding tours, a movie viewing, exhibitors, and vendors and guest speakers. Sharon has done a great job of bringing this unique opportunity to bird lovers from all over the state and beyond. Destiny Sparks. Destiny is a 5th grade student who has started a school-wide student volunteer program at Meade Elementary Charter School. Destiny worked with the school counselor, principal, and behavior aide to design student jobs and to train students for the program. She created a PowerPoint to explain the program to staff and others. Destiny also heads up a weekly meeting with the students to remind them of their jobs and help problem solve where needed. The Meade All-School Volunteers would not be possible without Destiny and her leadership. Maybe a future mayor there, huh? Sativa Ray St. Clair. The Native Youth Leadership Group at Lincoln High School has a mission to encourage Native American students to get involved in the community, not just to help others, but to inspire all to be future leaders and participate in creating a positive difference in the world and within themselves. Of all the students that volunteered the past 2 years, Sativa has been there through the whole journey. With her helping hands and spirited enthusiasm, Sativa can rise and become an incredible value to this country. Ron and Karen Klahaj. Ron and Karen joined Wisconsin Rapids Community Media, WRCM, as new volunteers in 2017 and are learning new ways to volunteer. They chose WRCM because they wanted to learn something new and meet new people. Karen and Ron are learning iMovie to edit their programs and how wireless audio works in their video projects. WRCM is excited to see new citizens like Karen and Ron join as volunteers. Dawn Turner. Dawn Turner helped establish the Career Closet in 1999 for the purpose of providing clothes at no cost for women living at the Family Center who were seeking jobs or currently working but in need of appropriate clothing. As the program grew, Dawn supported the Career Closet as a volunteer and board member. Nearly 20 years later, Dawn and her family continue to be involved in the activities of Career Closet. Justin Weefel. Justin is a junior at Lincoln High School. He has earned over 220 hours of volunteer service through the Encourage Community Picnic, Hearts of Heart, Trick or Can, East Junior High School's FBLA Snack Cart Coordination, and many Lincoln High School events including graduation, golf outings, and sporting events. He also serves as a youth group leader at Christian Life Fellowship and helps shovel for elderly community members during the winter. Thank you, Justin. Tom Wilkes. For all of his help with gleaning at the Wisconsin Rapids Farmers Market, the Glean Central Wisconsin has nominated Tom. For most weeks through the summer and fall, Tom would come to the Wisconsin Rapids Farmers Market to collect, weigh, and record produce donations from local farmers and take it to the Southwood Emerging Pantry shelf. The opportunity to have fresh produce available at SWEPS is very important. Thanks, Tom. Becky Winter. Becky Winter has many talents. She works at Meade Elementary Charter School as the Parent Partnership Coordinator and also owns her own business called I Heart Canvas, which provides in-home paint parties and instruction. Becky also uses her business as a venue to do fundraisers. Last November, she raised money for United Way's campaign through a paint night. Becky also sang the national anthem for us at a Raptors baseball game last June during the United We Can food sculpture contest. Becky manages the Learning for Life Reading Mentor program at Meade School and participates in United Way's Youth Success Coalition. Becky Winter exemplifies living united in our community. Thank you, Becky. Wisconsin Rapids Ice Fishing Team. The Wisconsin Rapids Ice Fishing Team donates their time when they're not fishing. This past winter, even with fishing, this past winter they donated over $400 worth of fishing equipment to Christmases for Children in an effort to get kids outside. Last spring, they organized campus cleanup at Lincoln High School, coordinating over 200 students to clean the campus and surrounding community. On February 24th, they cleaned fish for the annual fishing tournament, the Battle on Bago. It is the Midwest's largest ice fishing tournament where proceeds go toward youth programs in the state. The team cleaned over 1,500 donated fish, which were delivered to various charities, including the Family Center in Wisconsin Rapids. In January, the team took second place in a charity tournament and won $500 for the Central Wisconsin Struttin' Toms of the National Wild Turkey Federation. They will also be raising funds for the Hunt for the Hungry program in April. Good job. Every year we learn about new programs in the community, and this year was no exception. Let's give each of these nominees one more round of applause for all the round up those registration forms for door prizes. So if you'd like to be in the drawing, Jenny is coming around with a bag. You can drop your sheets in there. And as we near the end of our program, of course, there's some thank yous that I would like to express. First to our event sponsor, and that is the Gannett Foundation. Thanks to a special grant that we received, we are able to continue providing the volunteer breakfast and keep the registration costs low. So they were unable to be here today, but continue to be a great partner to United Way and the Volunteer Center. Thank you to Mayor Burwink for joining us today and for all the photo opportunities and the proclamation. Thank you to our helpers today, Jenny Massafall of Ministry Home Hospice and Carly Hoyer from Lincoln High School. Wisconsin Rapids Community Media for filming today. Be sure to check your program to learn when this event will be aired on WRCM, so you can go home and watch yourself. It's exciting, isn't it? Also, thanks to Travis Coleman of WRCM for taking all the pictures. And we'd like to thank United Way of Inner Wisconsin Board of Directors for their support of the Volunteer Center. And thanks goes out certainly to our United Way staff. Angie does a great job as the volunteer director, and Stephanie Dressler and Amy Fluno also assisted with this event. So thank you to them. And also to Hotel Mead for hosting this event. A couple of other reminders before we wrap up. Please tell us how we did today by filling out the feedback form at your table. It's on yellow paper. We would appreciate the input because it helps us change and improve the event each year. You can just leave that at your place setting when you're finished. And now, we want to just remind you to let everyone know that it's National Volunteer Week. Share with someone this week what you're doing, what you heard about today. We really heard some really great, inspiring things. Encourage people to connect with Angie at the Volunteer Center, and they can do that by calling her, or they certainly can do that by looking at volunteer opportunities online, all of which are in your program, so we encourage you to get a look at that. So only one thing left to do. We're going to give away some prizes. We hope that you all enjoy your little hot cold packs. That's what these are. I know you're probably playing with them through the event, but these are these are for you to take home and keep to provide some soothing relief from the aches and pains of too much volunteering. But please take one of those with you. And then we also have some door prizes. So did everybody get their sheets in? Yes. So Mayor, would you pull the names for us? So the first thing we have, and actually Carly, would you mind coming up here and handing out so we don't have anybody climbing the steps? So the first is for a painting donated by Becky Winter from iHeart Canvas. Oh, where's the please print? I keep my glasses on. Okay, Dakota Smith. It's much easier once my glasses are on. Okay, and then we have 4 centerpiece floral arrangements. So Marianne Michelle, there she is right there. Okay? Right there. Perfect. Rick Potter. Taylor Mansell. Okay, and the last one is Parker Frederick.